What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, well, I know the streams haven't been happening. I was traveling, but as you can see from hopefully the usual background, I am back and ready to jump back into content. There was stuff coming out. It's just been really sparse, and then obviously we had the town hall last night. So jumping in, this is my 5 biggest takeaways of the most recent town hall on August 14th. This is not a summary. There's fantastic video and written summaries, so make sure you go out and support those content creators. In fact, we are looking at the main Splinterlands Town Hall summary, which has a basic kind of like layout of what happened and some eye candy from Nate, but I usually like to go on my own, so let me go ahead and share those with you. Now, there was not much. I'll be honest, this is the first time I've actually considered not doing the 5 biggest takeaways. 1, I was traveling, and 2, it's just like, well, there's nothing really going on. And part of it is like, okay, well, you know, we know that the team is hard at work on land, and, you know, big shout out to the land devs who are working hard all weekend to try to get this to us. Obviously, it's still not ready yet, and we didn't find out when it'll be ready, but we know that they're working hard to get all these bugs out and to make it so that it's a good experience for us. First impressions are everything. I do believe in that. So, but at the end of the day, it's like, well, we know they're working on land, and we know they're not working on anything else. So the town hall is just like, what are we talking about? So, you know, it's funny. I'm not saying this to be like, I'm not saying this to be, or to throw shade or anything, but it's like, maybe we shouldn't even like do another town hall or a town square until land is actually out. Because, again, part of it is the frustration, which I'll admit, you know, first and foremost, but it's just like, there's no new information. And I feel like it's probably uncomfortable for the team, and everybody's just there hoping and waiting for some new information, and we're just not getting it. So part of it's like, okay, well, that's it. Now, that being said, there was a little alpha dropped, so we are going to jump into that around Land 1.5, Soulkeep, and then a couple other things. But I just want to warn you before going into this that, as I said earlier, oh, there we go again with my computer being all weird. I want to warn you, if it seems like I'm reaching here, it's because I was. So hopefully once Land 1.5 is out, Weirdbeard was talking about all these fun new game modes, things that he wants to do for the next age. That should be really exciting, and the town halls will be where we get to hear some alpha. But let's go ahead and dive in. August 14th. Now, the big one, which I think people are really excited about, is that the pricing for using time crystals to change your work site instantly was given out. And I don't know if this was given out before. I know people were speculating on it, but it is going to be 50 time crystals, which, you know, multiply that by 100 DEC per time crystal. It's about 5,000 DEC to immediately change your work site. Now, if you're not familiar with this already, if you are mining SPS, or if you're, you know, researching Secret of Pretoria tokens, or if you're going for grain and you want to switch from one to the other, it will take 24 hours for the work site to be built. So you are not getting anything for those 24 hours. Whereas now, boom, you can change it immediately. And that, you know, people buying time crystals, outside of those who already bought it with the starter packages, anybody who wants to go in and buy time crystals, that's going to burn DEC. So it's fantastic. We got that little bit of information. I know people are excited about that, especially larger landholders that may want to pivot from, you know, doing SPS early on into research, or maybe starting off with grain, or whatever the case is. You know, Aggie made a really great point, and I do want to put this out there. He said, it's almost like you can monetize the impatience of the community. We've seen how impatient the community is. Well, now we can monetize it in a way where it's not going to benefit the team in any way. It's going to benefit the entire economy, right? You think about a lot of Web 2 games, especially like mobile games, where you can, you know, you have to wait like X amount of hours to build whatever thing in a game, where now you can do that, and that revenue isn't going to the team, right? That revenue is burning DEC, so it's going to help everybody. So, you know, I thought that was a really nice way for Aggie to put it. Obviously, the time crystals is a big part of that, and we'll see just how much we can monetize the impatience of the community here. Okay, number 2, Soulkeep. The little bit that we did get is that there is a code handoff happening today. Now, I'm recording this on the Tuesday following, right? So August 15th. So the code handoff is supposed to be happening today. Now, what's weird, and yeah, sorry, I just got to call it out, right? It's just like Weirdbeard has been saying that it's like almost done, but then we're only going to get the code today. And he's like, well, we need to see what's there. So at the end of the day, I'm not even worried about Soulkeep anymore. Like, this is something that will happen whenever, you know, land is done at some point. But the fact that the team is going to be holding onto the code and we're getting hopefully some kind of confirmation that that is happening today is very good news. And I don't mean to throw shade at Double Coconut, but whoever was in charge, whether it was Splinterlands or Double Coconut, whoever was in charge of keeping us updated, did not do a very good job, and not by our standards, by their standards. They were saying that they wanted to give us weekly updates and dev diaries and all these things, and we did not get it. There's no bias here one way or another. We just didn't get what we were told we were going to get, and I think that's led to a lot of the frustration. So the fact that the team is going to have this now, I think, is good news, because I mean, we can always, once land is out, then it's just when Soulkeep, when Soulkeep, when Soulkeep, and hopefully the team is going to have much more insight into how long that will actually take once they have the code in their hands. Okay, number 3, brawls and tournaments. Now, we were teased a little bit about this last month, maybe a couple of town halls ago, that, Weirdbeard wanted to do some changes for tournaments. I don't remember if brawls were a thing, but brawls and tournaments are being looked at and will potentially be changed by the end of the month. And a big focus of that is going to be the alpha level ones, right? So alpha phrase and alpha tournaments. Now, the main reason is because there's only a select few people that can actually play in those at this time. And if and when land goes out, sorry, not if, but when land goes out, the main thinking here is that there's going to be even less cards out there because people are going to be throwing them on land. That's where they're going to have the biggest impact. So the idea is that they're going to change and reduce some of those rewards, reduce some of the amount of phrase or tournaments that are there, and hopefully spread out a little bit of the wealth, which will be really, really nice, especially on the tournament side, because most of the players, I would say a predominant amount of the players, do have, modern only cards. So Untamed and Chaos Legion sets. So the fact that if we can get more towards those folks, have more of an appeal to start playing in tournaments, I just think that that'd be better. Overall, my personal opinion, granted, I am part of that class of Chaos Legion, so I am a little bit biased in that sense. But I agree with the team holding off on this. Even though this is something that's bothered me for a while, I agree with the team holding off on this until there was utility for alpha and beta cards, which should be happening once land is live. And, I think we're still shooting for August at this point. Okay, number 4, there was a suggestion to offer a way to abstain from proposals, so you could still be active rather than just showing like you're not interested or you don't care. Now, this is an interesting suggestion. At the moment, I feel like it has limited value, but hopefully it can be expanded upon in the future. What I mean by that is there's a couple of weird voters out there. I'm not going to name them, but it's just like they'll be like, oh, I'm going to vote like for it with one account and against it with another account of like roughly equal SPS just because I'm undecided, right? Or you'll have somebody who's like, I don't feel really strongly about it, but since I have to vote and I want to participate, I'm going to vote yes, or I'm going to vote no. So the abstain could actually have a little value right now in that, where it's just like if people aren't feeling too, confident one way or another, but it's just like, what, like to get people to participate, I don't think that's really the goal. The long-term goal, and this was brought up a while back, is to offer some kind of benefit for participating in governance. And I don't know what that looks like yet. I don't think that it should be monetary or financial. I think it should be part of the game, right? You get some cool little benefit in game, even if it's just cosmetic, whatever it is. If you are participating and voting on, a majority of the proposals out there just to show that you are part of the community, that's where I think abstain could be really cool, because then you're not forcing people to pick a side in order to get to get whatever benefit it is, but they can just participate and be like, yeah, I really don't care, right? I really don't care what this proposal states, but I do care about this game, and I want to show that I am participating in the process without pushing it one way or another when I don't feel strongly about it. So hopefully we can get that, because I just think that there's a lot of people who end up being on on the fence a lot of times. And then to close this out, we're making amazing time here. I told you guys. So to close this out, another little tidbit from 1.5, but it sounds like totem fragments will be findable in 1.5. And so that was confirmed during the town hall. Now, here's the thing. Aggie was even saying, well, okay, so first of all, you won't be able to do anything with them. You'll just be able to find them. You won't be able to combine them yet. That is coming in 1.6. But what Aggie was saying is like, the amount that you'll be finding, or the rate that you'll be finding them, and the amount at which you'll need to actually combine them for them to be, effective. By the time 1.6 comes out, you won't even have enough. So it's like, okay, cool. Like we're all going to like do a little hip hip hooray whenever we find one, but we can't really do anything with it for a while anyway. So while it's like a cool thing, it's one of those areas in which I'm like, okay, this is one of those items, and this is just me speaking, armchair quarterback. I fully admit that. I'm just like, totem fragments, like, yeah, that's cool. But like when we were talking about all the things that could have been dropped for 1.5, the totem fragments didn't seem like the biggest deal, but whatever. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy any more than I already am. So I'm going to end it here. I know Farpatrot and Hardpoint are working super hard on this. I see them day in and day out, just working through the bugs. I know Weirdbeard and the team are going through it. So I don't mean to sound negative in any way, but I'm just recognizing some of the frustration that is out there in the community. But we're going to get this, guys, sooner rather than later. It is actually coming much more. It's coming very soon. That's shoot. I sound like I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid and pushing the narrative now. But that's all that I've heard, and that's all that I can say. So I'm excited for it. I think the time crystal thing is going to be big, and hopefully we're going to get a chance to play around with LAN 1.5 in the Mav server in the very near future here. And so for those who are interested, I'll close out with this. For those who are interested, I've actually been talking with Darkest Night and Virus, and we are going to do a round 2 of the land kind of stream that we did. We're just kind of focusing on how we're going to approach our land plots. And I'll be honest, I mean, I'm looking at it, but I haven't actually created my own spreadsheet, even with my 3 plots yet, just because, well, the cool thing is I've had people reach out to me to actually try to work together on getting the most out of the keep. So we'll see how that happens, and if I have any updates by the time we do that land stream. But I know we're waiting for that we're waiting to do that on whenever the Mav access happens. So if that does happen this week, we may just do an impromptu one. If it doesn't happen until next week, then we'll schedule ahead. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.